and retracted this lofty principle when the same woman adulated him. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. In other words, you gave me narcissistic supply. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. Okay, I'll do what you want. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. Matthew 15:28. Here's the sequence. The woman comes to him and says, help me, please, have mercy on me. He tells her, you're a dog. You're a non-Israelite. I'm not going to help you. She adulates him, admires him, and adores him. And he says to her, well, now that you gave me narcissistic supply, of course I'm going to help you. Sounds like a classic, grandiose narcissist, because it is. Similarly, Jesus cured the servant of a Roman centurion after his master catered to Jesus' by now rampant megalomania. When Jesus heard it, what the centurion said, he marveled and said to them that followed, verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And Jesus said unto the centurion, go thy way, and as thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in the selfsame hour. Matthew 8:10 and 8:13. Again, the exact same sequence. The centurion adulates and admires Jesus, caters to his psychotic megalomania, and Jesus agrees to heal even the non-Hebrews. Jesus' initial false modesty soon gave way to bragging and outlandish, often confabulatory claims. Whenever Jesus effected a miracle, such as restoring eyesight to the blind, cleansing lepers, reviving the crippled, and raising the ostensibly dead, Jesus besieged them to keep mum about the events. One of many examples. And their eyes were opened, and Jesus straightly charged them, saying, see that no man know it. Matthew 9:30. But much later, Jesus was not averse to blatant self-promotion when his false modesty failed to elicit narcissistic supply. Matthew 11:2. Go and shew John again those things which ye do hear and see. In other words, forget my previous injunction. Go and spread the word about the miracles I'm making. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. I say unto you, that in this place, and in one greater than the temple, that in this place is one, greater than the temple. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. Behold, a greater than the prophet Jonas is here. Behold, a greater than King Solomon is here. And no, he's not talking about anyone else, he's talking about himself. As a true narcissist, Jesus reprimanded others for his own brand of behavior. This psychological defense mechanism is known as projection. This is how Jesus described the Pharisees, the scribes, and the Sadducees, and inadvertently himself and his own conduct. They say and do not, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works they do for to be seen of men, to brag. They make broad their phylacteries, and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi, which is precisely, by the way, how Jesus was called throughout the New Testament. Matthew 23:1-6. Narcissists, especially grandiose narcissists, are disruptive, counter-dependent, combative, and resent authority. They are rebellious, defiant, and contumacious. These aspects are common to narcissists and to psychopaths. Narcissists feel that they're above the law, or rather that they are the law, or a law unto themselves. They hold themselves to be immune to the consequences of their actions. Listen to Jesus. Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Matthew 10:34. And Jesus went into the temple of God and cast out all of them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves, and said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called a house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. Matthew 21:12-13. Narcissists are ill-disposed toward disagreement and criticism. They react to the slightest hint of either with narcissistic rage and fury that knows no bounds and no mercy. Empathy flies out the window. Listen to Jesus in one of his narcissistic rage attacks. And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. Matthew 11:23-24. He was rejected in Capernaum, and his verdict is total annihilation of the city, of the town, and its people. He that is not with me is against me. No, that's not George Bush or Donald Trump. That's Jesus in Matthew 12:30. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord, Lord being Jesus. Matthew 23:39. Narcissists react particularly badly when their concocted personal myth, their false self, is directly and effectively challenged, and they are consequently discredited and humiliated in public. And when he was come into his own country, he taught them in the synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished, and said, Whence hath this man this wisdom, and these mighty works? Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary? And his brethren James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then hath this man all these things? And they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief. Matthew 13:54-58. Jesus' love was highly conditional love. You adore me, you admire me, you adulate me, I help you guys. You don't, I'm going to ruin you with hail and brimstone, like Sodom. Ultimately, the narcissist pays the price for years of ill-treating others and sucking their energies dry, with constant demands for attention, adulation, and affirmation. People get tired of the overbearing and overweening presence of the narcissist in their lives, of his disruptive and destabilizing influence, and of the pernicious effects he has on their nearest and dearest and on their communities. Invariably, people seek to banish the narcissist and extricate themselves from his cult. The authorities usually are forced to intervene and lock the narcissist up, or worse, crucify him if he had lived in the wrong period. Even his closest followers, his supporters, his disciples, give up on the narcissist ultimately. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. Matthew 26:56. Then did they spit in his face and buffeted him, and others smote him with the palms of their hands, saying, Prophesy unto us, thou Christ, who is he that smote thee? Matthew 26:67-68. Peter remembered the word of Jesus, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter indeed denied knowing Jesus 3 times. Matthew 26:75. And the fickle multitude, the common folk, who were supposed to be the mainstay of Jesus' power and popularity, they betrayed him gleefully and with a clear sense of relief and good riddance. Matthew 27. Whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you? That is Pontius Pilate, the Roman procurator, asking the multitude, the crowds, Who do you want me to release? And they said, Barabbas. They all say unto him, let Jesus be crucified. They cried out the more, saying, let him be crucified. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on us and on our children. And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads and saying, thou that destroyest the temple and buildest it in 3 days, save thyself. If thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise also the chief priests, mocking him with the scribes and elders, said, he saved others, himself he cannot save. The thieves also, which were crucified with him left and right, cast the same in his teeth. Not a very popular figure. This is the end, the typical end of every narcissist. Reviled, mocked, or worse. Thank you for listening.